Tinker Federal Credit Union, they've been around since 1946. They're $3.5 billion in assets. And one of the things that drove this is that in discussing with Chief Floyd, one of the things that he really wanted me to do was to develop a financial literacy program, both for the summer youth program and for adult citizens as well. Chief Floyd is very passionate about financial literacy. He believes it's key for our citizens going forward, and he really wants them to be educated. In doing that, we assessed what options were available, whether to develop in-house or to seek an outside entity to help provide that. In calling around, one of the services that Tinker Federal offers is they have financial literacy training classes that are already in place. They have a financial literacy program within the credit union. And so they've actually started, even before the agreement was in place, providing financial literacy during the summer youth orientation classes. So during that time, for about approximately 1 hour, we're already providing financial literacy to the youth. And the discussions that I've had recently, it's going very well. The summer youth have been very responsive to it. The classes that they provide real world scenarios, which I think is very helpful. It's actual cases where they look at housing costs, car costs, and what the outcome of making those decisions are. And so the feedback I've gotten from that has been very positive from what they're already providing. And so we're looking to incorporate that into the summer youth program overall throughout the summer, in addition to a savings program. Another thing that Tinker offers, in addition to that, for the adults out there, the parents and adult citizens in general, is they have financial advisors that they have, in addition to, they have what's known as, it's called Balance, and it's a website where citizens can go to if they so choose to take that route, and they can go in there and they can do get financial advisement through that, or through a phone number if they don't want to sit down in a one-on-one interview. In addition, as part of the partnership, we all citizens and employees are open to join the credit union and become members of the credit union. And so in doing so, it opens them up to the full benefits package of being a Tinker Federal Credit Union member. One of the things that Tinker's offers throughout the state is they're a big player in the financing car loans. And so in order to do that, you have to have one of the most competitive rates out there. And so they're generally much lower than their competitors. And so that's one thing that opens it up to our citizens, is they can get a lower rate on a car loan if they qualify for the car loan, but the opportunity is there. And so that's one of the things this partnership does, is it opens it up to them. I believe getting an early start, in particular for our younger citizens. I think that we all know that if you can make good decisions early on, it can make a big difference in your life down the road. I think we all see the stories of the student loan debt that the millennials, when they get out of college now, they're being swamped with student loan debt. And so hopefully some education early on can help them mitigate the amount of student loan debt that they get. And so that can be a very positive response to it as well. In addition to that, some of the younger members, even the ones that go to work, if they can still make smart decisions when they're young. For instance, I went to work for several years and was in the military prior to going to college. And so I know what it was like to be young and be out on your own and making your own decisions. And so sometimes you get credit card debt, and there's also payday loans that are out there. If we can help them avoid those traps and avoid getting in debt very early on in their life, it can set them up for success later on in life. And that's one of our key goals in doing this. I think most people are familiar with what a bank does. A credit union is very similar. One of the differences is that it's a nonprofit. And so the members of the credit union, they actually own the credit union, and they're considered the shareholders, and they're able to vote on the board of directors. It's ran by a volunteer board of directors and a supervisory committee, so they're not paid for the work that they do. And so they really work for the membership as a whole. And that's where becoming a member of a credit union, that's where it plays into that. When you join a credit union, and that's why they're called members and not customers, is because they're a part owner. it requires you to put down what's known as a par share. And in Tinker's case, that's a $5 deposit. And so when you get your statement, it'll show up as unavailable. And so if you have $100 in that account, it'll show $95 in the account. And that's because $5, that's your par share amount. It's not something that they keep. If you close your account, then you get the $5 back. And so it's not something that you're paying to them to join, but it is something you have to have on deposit in order to have access to the other benefits. Right now, they're just doing them for the summer youth orientation. We are still planning on an event early on in the summer for the first payday for the summer youth to have training classes during that time. We're going to be doing at the Dome here in Muscogee. That's on June 16th. In addition to that, they're going to have customer service reps here, or I guess I should say member service reps here. And so for our adults as well that aren't part of the summer youth program, they can still come and talk to member service representatives, and they'll have people on site to open accounts at that time. The closest branch we have within the jurisdiction is in Tulsa, and so members are available to go into there in addition to the various branches they have throughout the state to join. Yes, if they want to get in contact with Tinker, they have their website. It's tinkerfcu.org. They also have an 800 number at 800-456-4828. We also have a customer service representative, Casey Mock. Her phone number is 405-319-2184. And our citizens can contact the credit union through any of those methods.